Certainly, everyone. Today is Thursday, and I hope you're all doing well. I briefly mentioned at the end of the previous video that I had planned to do something a bit different in this recording. As often happens with these plans, I had an interview scheduled for last night, but it didn't materialize. So here I am feeling a little awkward, bringing you updates on the latest developments regarding Celtic over the past 24 hours. Interestingly, it seems that some of you are actually enjoying these solo videos, which I don't fully understand since I find myself a bit repetitive. But I truly appreciate it. Tomorrow, a few familiar faces will be joining me. Yes, I do have close people, although I'm not entirely sure they'd refer to themselves that way. Things are heating up, so let's get straight into the topic of Celtic. Today, we've got a few matters to discuss, including some comments I received on recent videos that I'd like to address. Yesterday, I asked whether you'd prefer Aberdeen to win the title for us this weekend, or if you'd rather wait a bit longer, maybe a few weeks, so that Celtic could secure the trophy on our own. Some of you shared your thoughts. One person said they'd love to win the league in the first post-split game, preferably at home, because they enjoy seeing the fans celebrate. Another noted they prefer a home win as well, but given how the schedule works, we're likely to be playing elsewhere. Personally, I still believe there's a chance we could clinch the title at Celtic Park, and I'll explain my reasoning soon. Before that, let's look at where Celtic have won the title in this past decade. I think I mentioned this around this time last year, but I always find it interesting to revisit those matches. Many of them have taken place at Celtic Park, although we haven't secured the title there since 2018 against Rangers. Canuck played a major role in those matches, and it's intriguing to imagine it could have been Calic again this weekend if circumstances had been different. Looking back at some of those games, yes, many happened at Celtic Park, though that 2018 title win against Rangers remains our most recent at home. Canuck had a strong presence, and it's interesting to think Calic might have had a chance to shine this weekend if we managed to beat a team currently at the bottom of the table on Sunday. There have also been significant moments at Rugby Park, Tannadice, Tynecastle, and Firhill. What's your favorite memory? Each of those matches is special for its own reason. That 5-0 victory over Rangers in 2018 was unforgettable. Last year's win at Rugby Park was brilliant, and so were the Tynecastle wins during the Invincible season and a few years ago. Now, the situation for this weekend is this. If we beat Kilmarnock on Saturday and Aberdeen beat Rangers on Sunday, we'll be champions once again. If one or both results don't happen, then we move on to match day 34, which is the first game after the league split. The fixtures for the post-split rounds haven't been announced yet, so we don't know the schedule, whether we'll be playing at Celtic Park or not. However, the league has confirmed the post-split dates. Match day 34 is scheduled for the weekend of April 26 to 27. There will be a break between match days 33 and 34 due to the Scottish Cup semi-finals. Match day 35 will take place the following weekend, May 3-4. A match day 36 is set for May 10th, hold 11. As always, match day 37 will be a midweek game on May 13 or 14. The one confirmed date we have is for our final league game of the season, Saturday, May 17 at 12:30 p.m. As for those post-split matches and what they might look like for Celtic, we should get the full picture early next week since the top 6 and bottom 6 will be finalized this weekend. There are still a few uncertainties with 3 teams battling for one top 6 spot and 2 others trying to avoid the bottom half. After this weekend, Celtic will have played 17 home games and 16 away in the league, meaning we'll have 2 post-split matches at Celtic Park. Ibrox is guaranteed to be one of their away games. Hibernian, Aberdeen, and Dundee United are already confirmed for the top 6. We're likely to travel to Tannadice for a rematch against Dundee United and return to Pittodrie to face Aberdeen again. Hibernian will also visit Celtic Park for the second time, making it their 4th visit this season, considering their League Cup and Scottish Cup appearances. As for the 6th top 6 contender, it's between Hearts St Mirren and Motherwell. It's expected that we'll make a second trip to Tynecastle if Hearts qualify, while both St Mirren and Motherwell would return to Celtic Park. If one of them makes it this weekend and say Motherwell beats Hearts, their place in the top 6 would be secured. It looks likely that Hibs and either Motherwell or St Mirren will visit Celtic Park, while Rangers, Aberdeen, and Dundee United will be away games. If Hearts get in and you're following the logic, then a potential reshuffle might bring their match against Aberdeen or Dundee United to Celtic Park. When it comes to the match day calendar, Match day 38 will be at home for Trophy Day, and match day 37 just a few days earlier is likely away. It's rare to get back-to-back home games in such quick succession. Match day 36 seems the logical slot for the final derby of the season at Ibrox, especially since the authorities would prefer to avoid a title win for Celtic there on match day 34 or 35. That leaves one of those two likely to be played at Celtic. Park giving us a 50% chance of lifting the league trophy at home. A possibility we haven't had in a while, and which may explain the frustration after last Sunday's game when we missed that opportunity. To be honest, I'm not overly concerned whether we win it at home or away. I'd prefer Celtic to do it on the pitch themselves, but if Aberdeen beats Rangers on Sunday, I'll gladly crack open a beer and celebrate. As we're discussing league timelines, it was also announced that the fixtures for next season will be revealed at 9 a.m. on Friday, June 20th. A date that sounds like a dream within a dream. And the new campaign will kick off in early August. I haven't touched on this yet, but Falkirk will definitely be in the Premiership next season. They're way ahead at the top of the Championship with only 4 games left, meaning they're returning for the first time in over a decade, probably around 15 years. They were in the top flight between 2005 and 2007 when I first started. Going to games. They now play on an artificial pitch, which will be an issue since next season will be the last in which synthetic surfaces are allowed in the Premiership. Clubs like Falkirk are resisting that change. Let's hope they don't win that fight and we see them playing on grass in a few years if they remain in the top division. Kilmarnock will also have an artificial pitch next year, as will Livingston. And Ayr United, who are also pushing for promotion. Certain teams are putting up resistance, but hopefully it won't lead to victory in that regard. Within a few years, we might see natural grass take over again, assuming those clubs stay up. Meanwhile, others are fighting through the playoffs, making the Championship quite entertaining. In other news, there was a report linking a certain goalkeeper to a club. Talks had taken place earlier in the summer as they looked to replace a former pleasure, but the credibility of that connection always seemed shaky. It appeared that any genuine inquiry only came after a major tournament ended around late June. That deal took longer than expected to organize, and the situation evolved quickly. Perhaps that keeper was a legitimate option at the time, but there's little reason to pursue him now, especially since he recently extended his contract and would no longer be available on a free. That whole situation was somewhat farcical, something I'm all too familiar with. Meanwhile, a certain winger avoided suspension after a fan-related incident which drew plenty of attention. That kind of behavior is disappointing. One observer said it lacked class, and I'd agree. These things tend to happen when rivals enjoy rare moments of success, and it clearly meant a lot to them. Still, it's important not to get too upset about it. Personally, it didn't bother me much. The compliance officer has concluded the investigation and decided not to issue any sanctions, although a formal warning has been given. Official. For the next match have been announced, including the main referee assistants and the VAR team. Before I finish, I want to highlight some viewer comments. One person said they urgently want the league wrapped up, frustrated with delays and the lack of focus. There's a need for the team to regain concentration and put in the work. One player in particular needs to step up next season and prove why he should be a regular. Several players have faced criticism recently. Will they play in the next match? One player is still questionable due to a recent injury. Even though he stayed on the pitch, if he's fit, he'll probably be included. Another viewer expressed frustration with a specific player. And if that option isn't viable, perhaps another will be used. One substitute performed well recently and received praise for understanding what's expected. One solid alternative is James Forrest, especially after his good showing last Sunday and the faith the coach has placed in him. The same applies to Callum McGregor, who understands the tactical demands. I believe certain players should be rested for Saturday's game. We won't see wholesale changes, but some adjustments are necessary for those who've underperformed. Players like Engels, for example, should make way for Paulo Bernardo or Luke McCowan. I don't see much of a chance for Edith to start. As for KT's position, I'm curious to see where he'll play to contribute best and avoid aggravating past injuries. I think he should play as a left back. While he was used as a winger at Arsenal, it's vital he stays in defense. We need to be cautious not to overload him. In his first stint, he played a lot of minutes, and we can't let that happen again. The past few years have shown how overplaying leads to injury. He should be used in important games only, maybe once a week. I doubt he'll play 15 matches next season. That's why we need a quality backup, someone who can take half the games. We must make that signing soon. If Jeff Schlupp is that signing, I'd be fine with it. I know his stock has dropped among fans, but that doesn't mean he's done anything. Wrong, just lost a bit of form. Still, I've always liked his style of play. The main takeaway is that we need another left back soon. We can't have Tierney playing every minute early in the season, especially with Champions League qualifiers coming. If we don't act quickly, we might end up using someone like Rayo Hatade or even Ner Bitten at left back, which would definitely raise some eyebrows. Tickets for the Hampton semi-final, which we discussed earlier, went on general sale and sold out within 6 minutes. I was surprised at how quickly our allocation disappeared. We're talking about over 4,000 tickets. That's more than a typical home match, and for a cup tie against St. Johnstone, especially with digital ticketing involved, it's impressive. It's on Easter Sunday, and our recent form hasn't been brilliant, which could have impacted interest, especially after the loss to St. Johnstone. Still, if it truly sold out, it's a remarkable show of support. Lastly, I want to mention the recent graduates of the Foundation's Mental Health and Well-Being course. One participant was set to receive her certificate. Congratulations to her and her peers for this achievement. This wouldn't have been possible without the outstanding leadership behind the scenes who deserve recognition for making the course a positive experience. The Foundation continues to do excellent work keeping the club's legacy alive and supporting those in need. My sincere congratulations to everyone involved. We don't always need a reason to praise the Foundation. Someone close to me works with them, and the contribution they make is incredible. Thank you to the leadership team and everyone who played a part. This is a wonderful benchmark to celebrate. Hopefully today continues productively, and tomorrow brings more possibilities as we look ahead to the next match. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Imagine this. Ronaldinho Gaucho, yes, the smiling wizard of football himself, leaning back in an interview chair, eyes twinkling, and out of nowhere, he drops a name you wouldn't expect, Celtic. The moment his voice wrapped around that word, fans around the globe leaned in. Why would a Brazilian legend, idolized for his samba-style flair and brilliance in European football, be singing the praises of a Scottish club? The clip spread like wildfire, and now the football world wants answers. Ronaldinho Gaucho wants. The heartbeat of Brazil's golden generation and the face of global football in the early 2000s has made headlines again. But this time, not for a magical free kick or a dazzling dribble. Instead, it was his heartfelt admiration for Celtic that caught the spotlight. In a recent video making rounds online, the two-time FIFA World Player of the Year called the Glasgow Club, a team with soul, praising its unique energy and incredible fans. It was an unexpected nod from a man who played for Barcelona, AC Milan, and Paris Saint-Germain. What makes this moment so captivating is that Ronaldinho's connection with Celtic isn't based on personal experience with the club. He never played against them in a competitive match, nor did he don their famous green and white hoops. Yet his words carried the weight of genuine respect. He recalled watching historic Champions League nights at Celtic Park, where the noise and passion of the crowd left a lasting impression. It's a place, he said, where football lives, in its purest form. Celtic fans, known for their fierce loyalty and vibrant atmosphere, have embraced Ronaldinho's unexpected homage with open arms. Social media platforms lit up with messages of appreciation and dreams of a possible guest appearance at Parkhead in the future. Some even went so far as to suggest the club offer him an honorary role, simply to honor the bond forged through admiration and shared love for the beautiful game. In a world where football's soul often seems lost to money and power, Ronaldinho's praise for Celtic is a powerful reminder of what truly matters. It's not always about trophies or transfer fees. Sometimes it's about the magic, the memories, and the meaning behind a chant echoing through the stands. And if a footballing magician like Ronaldinho Gaucho sees that magic in Celtic, well, maybe we all should take another look. Hello, fan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.